Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm create for is the introduction of React. Okay, so where we will dive into the fundamentals of building user the interface with one of the most popular JavaScript library for is the React.JS. Okay, so first I am discuss for the what is React. Okay, so React is one of the most popular front-end JavaScript library in the field of web development. Okay. So it is mainly maintained by Facebook and a large community of developers. Okay. So it's also used for in this the it's the React for widely used for the building user interface for UI components for single page applications, and React make it easier to manage and update the UI, providing a more efficient and interactive user experience. Okay, so next point I am discuss for is the why use the React.js. Okay, so the React.js is the key object of React.js is the develop user interface that enhance the speed and performance of applications by using the vital DOM. Okay, so in this the React.js for the key feature for is the components. Okay, so the components for the React applications are building using component, and a component is a reusable self-contained module that represent a part of the user interface. Okay. So in this the component can be nested, making it easy to compose compare UI. Okay. So next second key feature for is the JSX syntax. Okay. So in this, the JSX syntax is the extension for the JavaScript is recommended by Inter is the React. Okay. So basically it looks for the similar to XML or HTML, allowing you to write the HTML elements, and then component is your JavaScript code. Okay. So next key feature for is the virtual DOM. Okay. So in this the React use a virtual DOM to optimize the rendering of components, and instead of directly updating the real DOM, interact first update a virtual representation of the DOM. Okay. So in this the virtual DOM is then compared with the actual DOM, and only the interface are updated for making the process more efficient. And the next topic for the React.js history. Okay, so in the current version of the React.js is V18.0, and it's released from the April 2022. Okay, and then initial release to the public for was July is 2013. Okay, so in this the React.js was first used in the 2011 for Facebook newsfeed feature. Okay, so now here the current version of the Create React app is released for the 2022. Okay, so here in this the introduction of React.js I am almost discussed is core. Okay, so here in this session I am discussed for the introduction for React, and we have is touched on the core concept of React.js. Okay, so as we progress, we'll explore more advanced topic and build for practical applications. For next tutorial, I am create and install for the React.js. Okay, so follow for in this tutorial. Okay, so stay tuned for the next tutorial. Okay, so thank you for watching, and happy coding. Hello everyone, welcome back to another React.js tutorial. So in this tutorial, we will explore the basic of the React.js and how it integrates with the ESC and the latest version of ECMA script. Okay, So first time discuss is the introduction to the React.JS and ESC. Okay. So in this React.js is a JavaScript library for the building user for interface, and it allow you to create readable UI component that update efficiently, and in response to data change and React follow a component based architecture and making it easy to manage and scale your applications. Okay. So next step, in this, the key feature for the ESC feature used in React. Okay, so in this, the ESC is used for the once more feature. So here I am discuss for the its main four feature. Okay, so first is the arrow functions. So in this, the arrow function is provide a conscious syntax and the lexical scoping, and in React they are commonly used for defining component and event handler. Okay. So here in the next feature for is the classes. So ASC classes are used to define for the React component, and they offer a cleaner syntax for creating and extending components. And the third feature for is the destructuring assignment. Okay. So in this the destructuring simplifier the process of starting values from object or array, and commonly used in the React for is the props and the state. Okay. So next step, I'm last is discussed for the key feature for the ESC is the template literals. Okay. So in this the template literals is allow for the embedding expression inside string literal, and they are used for the dynamic content in the JSX. Okay. So in this tutorial is the basic and introduction only, the ESC, what and why use, and here in this the feature. Okay. So it's the in this tutorial I am just introduct for in this the key feature, and next tutorial I am in this feature created use the example. Okay. So where is the just scrape the surface of the React.js and ESC, and in the upcoming video we'll deep deeper into React components, JS syntax, and the advanced feature with example. Okay, so thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I am create for is the how to install the React.js. Okay, so in this session for is the React.js for walk through the step to install the React.js and set up a new React applications. Okay, so now here in this the before we begin, then make sure you have a Node.js for npm, and now I am going for in this the my browser. Okay, so here now I'm search for is the Node.js. Okay, and then I'm going for in this the official website for is the Node.js. Okay, so here in this session for in this I am recommended for the most user for 20.9.0. Okay, so here in this the website I am just click for in this version. Okay, so here is the downloading started because I am just pause because I am already download for in this Node.js version. Okay, so and you go to for the CMD. Okay, so it's the CMD command line. Okay, so here just it's just open. Okay, so now in this step for opening for the is the command line, and here I am in this for command inserted. Okay, so in this step, so first of all I am create the React app. Okay. So now I am going for in this the instruction. So in this the install for the React.js. So for is the npx create React app my React app folder. Okay. So here in this, the React provide a tool for call a React create app and we set up a new record project with a style sensible default configuration and open for your terminal the run in the following command. Okay, so in this command for copy and paste for in this command line. Okay, is the first step, and next step I am just go for in this is cd my React app. Okay, so it's the navigate to my project and change into the newly created the directory. Okay, so now in this the second step here in this code copy and paste for the command line. Okay, so it's the most easy way. And next third I'm create for in this the npm start. Okay, so here it's the start for the development server. Okay, so in this the so on inside for the my direct project directory and start the development server. Okay, so now I am recommend for the Visual Studio for the VS Code. So it's the most attractive tool for in this the React.js users. Okay, so in this the three step completed and go for the React the Visual Studio. Okay, so here so I am is already in this code created and just I am go for in this the app.js. Okay, so here in this code already inserted when you open for the app and in this all file already inserted. Okay, so now I am going for the terminal and here I am click for the new terminal. And the third step this is for the npm start. Now I am insert from in this the vs for terminal. Okay, so now I am let's create for it the npm then start. Okay, and here now I am enter press. So just wait it. So here in this the running are processing. Okay, so now in this would you like to run the app on another port instead because I'm already in this the run. So now I am create for it the yes. Okay, so now I am in this for is the automatically generating. Okay, so the starting. So here is the opening for the my React app. Okay, so this is the output. Okay, so here are open and next step I am again going for the VS code. Okay, so here I am open for the index.js. Okay, in the index.js and in this code for automatic generated. Okay, so now in this process I am again going for the terminal. Okay, so save this code and just going for the terminal and then click for the new terminal. So here I am again same as process. Okay, so just enter, just create the npm start. Okay, and then is the spelling start and I am go to my browser and now I am close in this. Okay, so it's a close and now I am press for the enter. Okay, so just wait and here enter output the hello React opening. Okay, so now it's the opening. Okay, so here would you like so you press the yes. Okay, and just wait. Okay, so it's automatically going for the your own server. Is the okay. So here is the opening for the my output. Okay, so is the React app opening. So this is the output are in this the tutorial output. Okay, so in this code output. Okay, so finally I am complete for in this the three step. First step in this the npx, then my React app, and then use for the npm start. Okay, So here in this the installation the React.js completed, and you are successfully for the install the React.js and set up a new React application in the upcoming tutorials. Okay, so you will dive into the React component for JCX syntax and the building interact user interface. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm create for the React for render HTML in web page. Okay, so in this session for the React renders for HTML to the web page by using the function called the create route and the method for the render. Okay, so in this the create route function takes on argument an HTML element, and then the purpose of the function is to define the HTML element where a React component should be displayed. Okay. And the next one is the render method. So it's then called to define the React component that should be rendered. Okay. So now I am open for in the VS Code, and in this session for is the render.html I am used for the in this for uses the app.js and also uses for the index dot. Okay, so here is the index.js. Okay, so now I'm also used for in this session in the click for the public, and here in this the index.html, and in this file I am uses and created for the render.html. Okay, so first of all I am going for the index.js file. Okay, so here, and now in this session I am just created for the index file. Okay, so in this session I am work from the index.js file. So in this code I am not using, so now in this for the remove. Okay, and just I am going for the my web browser, and here just I am refresh. Okay, so it's the output is not working, so I'm going for the index.js file. Okay, so here in this file I am save and just go. Okay, so in this the not show for is the N1 output. So now I'm going for my VS code. So here first time import this code. So import for the React. Okay, and here I'm used for the from React, and then next line I am again create for the import for is the React DOM. Okay, and now I am in this for created, and then here is the React I'm used for the React DOM. Okay, React DOM, and then for slash I am create the client. Okay, so here in this code created, and now I'm used for the contact. Okay, and then create for the root. Okay, so in this for root here, so index, and now I'm scroll. Oh, this is in this the body tag inside for this the root. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the index file, and here I am import from the root is equal I am create for the React DOM. Okay, so here I'm create for dot is create for root. Okay, create root. Okay, and then create the parentheses, and here I'm insert from the document. Okay, and document dot create the get element by id. So in this id I'm use for the root. Okay, and last one then clone, and now here I'm use for the root render root dot the render method. Okay, it's the render and create the parentheses, and here I am insert first is the T tag, starting and closing, and here and insert from the hello world. Okay, and save this code. And now I am going for in this. So here is the compile for the index dot. Here, so here this is. So now I am going for in this code inside. So now I am this the clone. Okay. So now again save this code and just going for this, and here now I am refresh. Okay. So now in this code I am for recheck. Okay, so here I am not declare for the DOM. Okay. So now in this, I hope this code was running and it's true. So now again save this code and just going for the in this terminal. So here and then refresh. So this problem, it's create the React DOM. Okay. It's DOM. So now save and going for in the term. Okay, so this is the output are perfectly printed. So this printed the hello world. Okay, so this print the hello world, and in this code for working perfectly. Okay, in this code I am printed for the another way and use for the construct. Okay, so and directly inserted from the element. Okay, so now I'm going for in the index.js file. So here I am insert from the element. Okay, so first time create again is the construct. Okay, and then create for the element. Okay, it's element, and now I'm use for equal and then create the curly braces. So it's I'm not use the curly braces, they use for the parent only parenthesis first braces. Okay, and now here I am the closing the semicolon. So now in this code first time create is the table. Okay, so table tag create table and closing. Okay, so here in this table use for the another tag for tr, and here insert from is the th tag, and first time insert is the name. Okay, and then I am also create again is th, and here is the create the phone. Okay, and in this code completed, and now I am going for in the another tr tag. Okay, so here I am insert from the td. Okay, and then I am first create is td is Amit. Okay, and then I am create for the another td tag, and here I am insert from the phone number. Okay, it's the random number. So now it's created for the table, and here I am just directly uses for the element. Okay, so now here I am create for the element. Okay, so next one here is the root dot render method, and here I am insert from the element. Okay, so now save this code and just I'm going for into the browser. Okay, so it's automatically generated. Okay, so it's printed for the name, then print for the phone number, and the name is the Amit and is the phone number. Okay, so in this the random.html and perfectly using. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this video and helpful for in this video is more. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I am creating, so in this the session for the React series. So and today we are unraveling the magic behind the React JSX and or the JavaScript XML. So is a syntax for extension for the JavaScript. So let's dive in and see how it makes our React components. Okay. So now first of all, I'm discuss is the what is the JSX. Okay. So in this the JSX, it is a syntax for extension to JavaScript and we recommended using it with React to describe what the UI should look like. Okay. So JSX may remind you of a template language, but it comes with the full power of JavaScript. Okay. So here now why I am used for the JSX. Okay. So in this the JSX is embrace the fact that rendering logic in the inherently coupled with other UI logic. Okay. So instead of the artificially separating technologies by putting markup and the logic a separate file for the React separate concern with loosely coupled with until call for the component that contains both. Okay. So here in this session I am just create for the JSX and use for the example. Okay, so I am just create for the JSX with example. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all I'm just use and print for the hi message. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the Visual Code Studio and open for in the index.js. Okay, so here I am first is import the React. Okay, and here is next one. I'm just create for the React DOM. Okay. So here I'm again import and then create for the React DOM. Okay. So now here I'm insert from in the React dash for DOM. Okay. And now I am just use for in the client. Okay. So here inserted and now I am just create for is the constant. Okay, and then insert from the my element. Okay, it's my element and is equal now I am used for the HTML tag for the h1. Okay, it's starting and then closing. So here I am insert from the hi JSX. Okay, hi then JSX. Okay. So now last one I'm create for the construct. Okay. So here first I'm create the construct. Okay. In the construct and now I'm create for in this the root. Okay. And root is equal. So first time create is the React DOM. Okay. It's React DOM. And then I'm create for is the create the root. Okay, so here is not, so now I'm right, it's created. Okay, it's the create root and then I am insert. First time insert is the document. Okay, so this is the document and now I am create for is the get element by ID. So my ID, so here insert from the root. Okay, so now insert it and then last one create the semicolon. Okay, so here I'm use the render method. Okay, so first time create is the root dot use the render. Okay, it's render Now I'm create the parenthesis and here I'm insert from the my element. Okay. So now insert it in this method. So now here I am just save and just going for the my web browser. Okay. So here, so it's the compiler. So now I am check for in this. So first of all, I'm create is the React and then React DOM. Okay, so here I am not inserted the DOM. Okay, so now inserted the DOM and then create. So now in this code save and just going for the my web browser. Okay, so here is the finally printed hi JSX. Okay, so here I'm inserted for the h1 tag. So next one I am just create for is the masses and now I'm insert open show the output for the age. Okay, so now I use for the my element and here I'm insert from the h1 tag inside. So first time create is the my age is and now I am use for the index. So starting and closing and now here I'm inserted from is the 24. Okay, so now in this code for save and just going for the my web browser. Okay, so here is the automatic refresh for the this the result for output my age is 24. Okay, so here is inserted and next one I am create for the operator. Okay, so here I am now used for suppose addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Okay, so use for the all operator. So just I'm changed for in this the h1 tag and here I am first inserted the free addition free. Okay, so now I am used for is and here I am just inserted index and now I'm index for is the plus 3 plus 3. Okay, so now save and just going for the my browser. Okay, so is the output so 6 plus 6 3 plus 3 is a 6. Okay, so now here I am change it for now I am change for it's the minus. Okay, so is the addition subtraction. So now you can save and it's going for is the result for 0. Okay, so now I'm inserted. So in this session I completed and now I am create for the addition, subtraction and multiplication. Okay, so now again save and the result is show. So here it's a perfectly printed for the result is 9. Okay, then this session completed and now here I am also uses for the list. Okay, so just I'm going for in this code now remove. Okay, so now I'm first created is the parenthesis and here I'm insert from the list. Okay, so first of all I'm insert from the HTML tag for UL unordered list and here now I'm insert first is create the list. Okay, opening and closing and now I'm insert from suppose is the fruit's name for apple and now in this for copy and just paste for in. Okay, so here I'm just copy again and paste. Okay, so now just I'm change for is the banana. Okay, it's banana and next one I just create for the orange. Okay, orange. So here I'm just inserted from in this list and just going and save and just going for the my web browser. Okay, so here is the then refresh. So just wait it. Okay, so now I'm going for the web browser. Okay, so here is a printed for the output for the apple, banana and orange. Okay, so next one I am create for in this code inside from the paragraph tag. Okay, So now just I'm going for in this here. So just I'm remove. Okay. And now first I'm insert in this the opening closing, and then now I'm create for the paragraph tag for the opening and closing, and here I am insert from is the this is a paragraph. Okay. And now in this code for copy and just paste for in this next time. So this is a just add for is the another sentence. Okay, with the React paragraph. Okay, so now in this code save and just going for my web browser. Okay, so here in this the refresh. Okay, so this is the output is printed for this is the paragraph, and second line is printed for this is the React paragraph. Okay, so here in this the React for JSX I'm completed created for uses the sentence, then operator, and the masses I'm already uses. Okay, so in this session I'm completed created for in this the result, and just I'm going for is the condition uses. Okay, so here just I'm printed for the condition. So now in this now I'm remove, and here first I'm insert is a constant. Okay, and then I'm use for the is for x equal for 10, and now I'm create for is the let for it's the text. Okay, and then is equal just in print for the message is hello. Okay, and now I create for the semicolon, and now I'm use for the if statement. Okay, so first time condition is created for x is less than 20, and print for the result is test for high. Okay, so now I'm create is the text and then is equal. So here I'm print for the high. Okay, so now it's closing the parenthesis, and here in this the code are created, and now this inside I am again create for the constant, and now I am create for the my element and is equal. Now I'm use for the h1 tag for the HTML, and here I am first created is the index, and now insert from in the text. Okay, so now here inserted and in this code are completed, and then just I'm going for in this save and just going for the my browser. Okay, so here is perfectly printed for the high because it's x, the condition for the x is less than for 20. Okay, and print for the high. Okay, so in this session I am almost completed. Okay, so and there you have it, the Y1 tour of the React.JS. So this syntax for might seem unusual at the first, but is bringing a whole new level of clarity and expansiveness to your React. Okay, so thank you so much and happy coding. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm create and for in this React series, and we are the delving into the world of React class components. Okay, so this is the traditional for the ES6 class-based components that played a insightful role in the React development. So let's get started for in this the React class. Okay, so first of all, I'm discuss for the class component are the essentially for ES6 classes that extend from the React dot component. So let's create a simple class component. Okay, so let's get started. So in this code, I am already created because the previous tutorial uses for in this code. Okay, so here I am first create import from the React file and then create for the React DOM. Okay, so here, so first time create is the class. Okay, so first time create class is the car. Okay, and now I am create for the extend. Extend the class is the React. Okay, sorry, it's create the it's React dot create the component. Okay, so here it's create component, and then first create is the curly braces. So here first I use the render method. Okay, and then create the curly braces. So first time create is the return for the HTML tag for the h2 tag and start closing. So now insert from is the hi. This message is so this is my her. Okay, so now in this for the render method it's the empty. Okay, so now in this session are completed. So now save this code and just going for the my web browser. Okay, so here just refresh and it's the code for. So in this render method I'm inserted from the component. So here I am insert from the car component. Okay, so it's a closing. So this is, so first I am inserted here is the closing is forward slash. Okay, so here completed in this error. Okay, so now again save this code and just going for the my browser. Okay, so this is the output. So I'm just refresh. Okay, so is the scanning. Okay, so this is the output for the hi, this is my car. Okay, so this is the in this output are completed working. Okay, so next step I am create for the color. Okay, so here I'm use for the constant method for in this extend for the car. Okay, so first of all I am in the component inside is first created the constant. Okay, so is the create the constructor is the full form, and then I'm create the parenthesis and here I'm inside the curly braces. So first time create is the super class. Okay, is the super class and super component, and then semicolon, and here I'm used for the this method this dot state. Okay, so here in this state, and then is equal I'm set for the color. Okay, it's color. So now I'm use for the color is um yellow. Okay, it is the color inserted, and now in this for this is for my, so here I'm insert from the color. Okay, so now I'm create for in the curly braces, and here I'm insert from this dot state. Okay, state dot color. Okay, so now here inserted in this color. Okay, and in this session for in this the color, so first of all I am create the color is yellow, and in this the car printed. Okay, so now save and just going for the browser and refresh. So hi, this is my yellow car. Okay, so this is the output. So in this code are perfectly created, and in the session I'm just uses for the another component. Okay, so first of all I am here inserted create the garbage is the garage method. Okay, so in this the constructor method now I am remove. Okay, so I'm also used for in this the state remove for the props method uses. Okay, so now the next tutorial I am almost perfectly discuss an example use create the props component. Okay, so here this session. So next one I'm create for is the another React component uses. Okay, so in this constructor, so now I am remove. Okay, so just I'm going for in this first created is the car extend React component, and here I'm used for the another component. Okay, so now just create for the another class. Okay, so here first time create the message for is hi. So now I'm remove for in this, so hi, I am car. Okay, so I am car. And next one I am create for the another method. So first time create is the class. Okay, and then I'm used for the another method for the garbage. Okay, sorry, the garage is the garage is the spelling A. Okay, so completed in this garage, and now I'm create for the extend method, then use the react dot component. Okay, so now I'm again create the curly braces, and here first time use the render method. Okay, and then again create the curly braces, and here first time insert is the return. Okay, is the return value. So now first time create is the parenthesis opening closing, and then create the semicolon. So here first of all I am the code create is the HTML tag is the div. Okay, div use and closing. So here first time insert is the h1 tag. Okay, is h1 opening closing. So here first time insert is the this is garage. Okay, and here in this code create completely, and now I'm space for the remove, and here just I am is scroll, and in this the construct for the root render. So here I'm changed for in this it's not car is use the garage component. Okay, so here insert it, and now save, and just going for the my web browser. Okay, so here this the output is automatic run for this is garage. Okay, so in this component I'm used for the two class. Okay, so in this session I am firstly created is the component, and component inside I am create for the another file. So the file name I am create is the car.js file. Okay, so now here save in this code, and just I'm going for in this the method now remove. Okay, okay, so now I'm going for in the car.js file. Okay, so here I am first is import the React file. Okay, so here create the React, and then it's auto inserted for this the React, and now here I am create for the class. Okay, so first time create is the class, and here I am create is the car and extend. Okay, extend for the react dot component. Okay, so this is the component, and create the curly braces, and here you first create is the render is a new, so is a parenthesis, and then again create the curly braces. So first time create is the return, and then here I'm create the parenthesis opening closing, and then the last one create the semicolon. Okay, so here I'm insert from the code. Okay, so first of all, I'm use the h2 tag opening closing, and here I'm insert from the message is this is my external component. Okay, is the external component. Okay, so here insert it, and now last one I am insert from the export. Okay, so here create the export the default. Okay, so here the default for the car. Okay, and then closing. So now I am going for my index.js file, and here I am in this code for the edit. Okay, so first of all, in this the render, so now I am remove for in this. So here first of all I am insert from is the constructor. Okay, so it's create the constructor, and first I am insert from the props, PROTS. Okay, and then I'm create the curly braces. So first of all I'm use the super class, and here I'm insert from again the props. Okay, and then create the semicolon, and now I'm use for the this dot stage method, and then is equal. So first time create is the curly braces, and here I'm first is insert from the brand. Okay, the brand is I'm used for the Suju, the brand name is BMW. Okay, is the most brand car. Okay, and next one I'm create for is the model. Okay, and model for is just suppose a year created for the 2002. Okay, and now I am insert from the color. Okay, so the color, so the color uses now the black. Okay, and here in this the color created completed. Okay, and next one I'm create for in this the render method. Okay, so in this code inside, so first time create is the render. Okay, and then parenthesis, and then create the curly braces. So first of all I'm create is the return value. Okay, so then create the parenthesis, and here the closing is the semicolon. So here in this inside I'm create the code. So first I'm insert the div. Okay, and div insert, so first time create the h1 tag. Okay, so h1 tag first is the my. Okay, is my. Now I am create the curly braces, and here I'm insert from the this dot create the state method with a state component dot first create is the brand. Okay, and here I am first is the inserted, and in this code I'm insert from the p tag. Okay, so the p tag is first time create is the it is. Okay, it is, and create again for this dot state dot color. Okay, and here I am again use the paragraph tag, so create the curly braces, and then create this dot state and create the model. Okay, so now complete it in this code, and just going for in this the scroll now, and here I'm changed for the render function. So now I'm used for the car. Okay, it's the car. Okay, so now complete in this code, and this code, so first I am save for in this code, and next save for index.js. Okay, save, and just going for the my web browser. Okay, so this is the printed for the output for my BMW, and this it is black for 2000. Okay, so this is the output. So in this session I am created the component and the class for React. Okay, so a quick tour of the React class component, and while the functional components and hooks are the gaining popularity, understanding class component is crucial for the comprehensive React evolution. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this video. Okay, so in this tutorial for the helpful. Okay, so happy coding, and I will catch you in the next video for the most interesting tutorial. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm create for is the diving into essential concept in React props. So now understanding props in fundamental to building dynamic and reusable component. Okay, so here first of all I am discussing the what is the React props. Okay, so prop are the argument passed into the React component, and the props are passed to component via the HTML attribute. Okay, so the prop stand for the properties. So in this the React props are like a function argument in JavaScript and attribute in HTML. So to send prop into a component, use the same syntax as HTML attribute. Okay, so here first I am is import the React library. So first I'm create the React, and here I'm inserted from the React. Okay, so next line I am again create the React, and here I am create the React DOM. Okay, and the DOM is inserted. So in this the brace now remove. Okay, so now here in this the React, so I'm insert from the DOM, and is also it's the client. Okay, so these are inserted, and now first time use the function. Okay, so then I'm use the user. Okay, is the user function, and then create the parenthesis, and here I'm insert the curly braces. So first of all I'm inserted the return type data. So first here you use the HTML tag. Okay, so now I'm insert from is hi. Suppose now I'm insert from my name. Okay, suppose hi, my name is Alisa. Okay, then here I'm insert from is the first create the contact. Okay, so in this session I am firstly create the contact, and then create the root and is equal. Here I am insert the DOM. It's the React DOM, and then create the create root. Okay, so now I'm first insert the document and insert the get element by ID. So now inserted the ID for single quotation is root. Okay, so now here is inserted, and in this next line I am just created. So first time create is the React is the create root, and then I am create the root dot use the render method. Okay, is the render, and now create the parenthesis and last clone, and now I'm insert. So here I'm use the user. Okay, closing. So now in this code created, so here is the create root for the error. So now this session I fixed this problem. Okay, so now I am create for this the not space is the dot. Okay, so now is fix the problem, and in this code now I am safe. Okay, and just going for the my browser. Okay, so here I am just refresh. So it is auto refresh. Here is the hi, my name is Alisa. Okay, so in this the result are printed. So now next session I am create for the props. Okay. So here is the props for the short for the properties are a way to pass data from a parent component to a child component in React. Okay, so they allow us to make our component but dynamic and flexible. So let's see how it's work. Okay. So here I am already created for in this the import file, and here the user I am just use for the name is the props. Okay, and then create the props, and now I am changed for in this the h1 tag, and here I am insert from is the high is not inserted direct name. Okay, so now I am used for the props statement. Okay, so is the so it's not h, only Alice is removed. So here I am create the third braces, and now first I am insert is the props dot name. Okay, and here is inserted, and now I'm going for in this the root dot render method. So here I'm user use for the name is the name is equal is the double quotation inside I am create the name is the Alisa. Okay, so now here in this code completed and just save and just going for the my web browser. Okay, so here in this the result for is same match. Okay, it's already refreshes. So in this the name I'm insert perfectly. Okay, so now I'm used for the passing the props is as simple as adding the attribute to our component tags. Okay, so let's explore how we can pass different type of data our props. Okay, so first I'm insert the in this function the not user. Here I'm insert the its name. Okay, so just I'm name for is the Alisa, and now I create the parenthesis, and here I am first inside in this the return. So now is a remove. So first time create in this the less than greater than method. So first time insert is okay. So here not I am first insert the return. Okay, is the return, and create the parenthesis, and parenthesis inside I am create the opening and closing in this parenthesis, and here first time create is the h1. Okay, is the h1 tag and starting closing, and here I'm insert from is the I lived in Bangladesh. Okay, is Bangladesh, and now here I'm insert from is the person. Okay, so now I'm create is the person class is the person, and now here I'm insert the name is equal, so the name is the Alisa. Okay, and now I'm closing for in this the parenthesis. So now is the closing, and here it's are created, and just I'm going for in this the root, and here I'm insert from the name, only name is the Alisa. Okay, so here in this code created and just save and just going for the my browser. Okay, so here is the it's one error. So now first time create is a function is a return type. So here is the one. Now in this session I am mistakenly remove for the main the person classes. Okay, so now I am again created for in this the person class, the person function. So in this session inside, so first time create is the function, and then I am again inserted is the person, then is create the parentheses and the curly braces. So in this the person is the props. Okay, is the props, and then here I am create the curly braces and then create the return for the parenthesis, okay, is the h1 tag. Okay, so I'm first is the return and create the h1 tag, and here I'm inserted the message for hi, my name is, and insert the curly braces, and first time create is the props dot name. Okay, and here is the inserted, and now I am again save for in this code. Okay, and just going for my web browser, and here is the printed for the result is perfectly working. I lived in Bangladesh and my name is Alisa. Okay, so here in this code are perfectly, and now just I'm going for in this the props, and here I am insert from the age. Okay, so I am here return and create for the my name is, and now I am also inserted, so now comma and create the, and my age is, and here I am use the props method dot age. Okay, so here in this session created completed, and now I'm just going for the function is the Alisa, and here I am create is the construct. Okay, so now I'm create the construct, and here I am use the my object. Okay, is the my object is equal, so now I create the curly braces, and here first time insert is the name. Okay, and clone the name is, and create the Alisa Smith. Alisa just name is Neil. Okay, and then I am insert from the age for 24. Okay, so now insert created, and then going for the return, and here I'm insert from the is the name the lived in, so now person, so first time here is a person, then I'm insert from the my object. Okay, so is the my object, and then it's create, so now is my object dot name, and in this the name for Alice I am remove, and here first time inserted the age. Okay, and then is equal created the curly braces opening closing, and here I'm insert the my object dot age. Okay, so here it's created, and then in this the session for the constructor root. Okay, so the constructor root method, and now I'm just going for the my browser. Okay, so here is inserted the result for I lived in Bangladesh, and hi, my name is Alisa Anil, and my age is the 24. Okay, so they perfectly printed the output. Okay, so here in this session for the React props at the conclude are the React. Okay, so the props are building blocks of the dynamic React application, allowing us to create versatile and reusable components. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone. Welcome back to today's tutorial. So today we are delving into a crucial aspect of React development. So here in this session, I am create for the React development for the event. Okay. So understanding how to handle event is essential for creating interactive and dynamic user interface. Okay. So here in this the introduction to the React event. Okay. So in React, for events are the actions or occurrence that happen during user interaction. Okay, so this can be click, key press from the submission and more. So React provide a simple and efficient way to handle this event. Okay, so in this adding event, the React for written is the camel case syntax. Okay. So here is on click instead of the on click, and the React event for handle the written inside the curly braces for in this the on click. Okay, so now let's just going for event and create a simple example. Okay, so I'm already in this created for the React library and the construction for the root. Okay, so now here I am first create is the function name is the person. Okay, so now I create the parenthesis and here I am create the curly braces. So first time create is the return type data. So create the parenthesis and it's created. Then here I am first inserted the on click use the button. Okay, and closing for the button. And now in this button first time create the on click. Okay, so the create the on click method. Okay, is the on click and is equal first time created the curly braces and here I'm inserted the call. Okay, so first insert the call name. Okay, the call name is inserted and just in the message for is the call me. Okay, so here inserted in this the button and then I am just going for in this the constructor root. Okay, so now is the create the render method inside. So now I'm create for in this the less than greater than and here I'm insert the person class. Okay, so now is are completed and I'm just going for the my browser. This code for save and then just going the browser. Okay, so here now I'm refresh. It's a error. So what is the error? Okay, so here I'm insert the parentheses and then check. Okay, so now I am just again save and just going the browser. Okay, so here it's the gain the error. Okay, so it's the person. I'm firstly created the function person and then going the browser I can. Okay, so it's created the not error. Okay, so here in this session I have also used the function person inside created the construct and then when I'm is the call me it's click and then here in this the call for the name inserted and now I'm just going for in this the function person and insert the construct call name. Okay, so in this curly braces insert first time create is the construct. Okay, then construct. So now I'm use for in this function in this method created is the call name and then is equal I am again create the first braces and then create the again it's curly braces and here I'm use the alert method. Okay, and then alert method inside I am create for the parentheses and here I insert the hello for Alisa. Okay, so here in this the created completed and now in this session I am again save and just going for the my browser. Okay, so here in this generated, so now here I am to create the clone and then again save and here it's the local host is the hello Alice is now in this notification I am okay and then it's going for the call me method. Okay, so here in the call me are perfectly show for in the browser. Okay, so next one I am create for in this the function uses create the message. Okay. So first of all, I'm create the construct for call name, and here I'm insert the name. Okay. And now I'm is the alert function, and is the insert remove for the name. Okay. So here I'm remove for only name, and then here I'm insert for is, then okay is. So now I'm create for the plus operator and insert from the name. Okay. So in this the return code I am it's the created. So first time with the button on click for call name. So here I'm insert from the name. Okay. So now I'm create the parenthesis and then create the Alisa nil. Okay. Then it's the completed the Elisa nil, and then create the call me function, and now in this code completed and then save, and just going for the my browser, and here is the refreshes for is the local host for 3007 is there for the hello Alisa nil, and just click for in this the OK button, and it show for the call me button type. Okay, so the button function. So in this session, for we have a button with an a on click event that is trigger and the alert when is clicked. Okay, so when it's clicked for in this the alert notification. Okay, so here in this session I am perfect completed for the React events method. Okay, so it's a quick guide to handling event in React, and Reacts are a powerful tool for the building dynamic and responsive user interactions. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I see you in the next tutorial. Okay, so again thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So in this today for the another exciting tutorial. So now I am create is going to unravel the my stories of the conditional rendering in React. Okay, so either you are a beginner or an experienced developer, so understanding how to conditionally render element is a crucial skill. So let's get started. So first of all, in this session I am create the React is the conditional. Okay, so here into the React you can the conditionally render components, and there are several way to do this. Okay, so in this session, so first time created the if and else statement, and then create the ternary operator, and last one create the logical and operator. Okay, so here first time create in this the code. Okay, so just going for in this the Visual Studio Code, and first time create the function. Okay, so here I am first create is the function, and the function name is the first player. Okay, is the first player, and then create the first player, and then parentheses and create the curly braces. So here first time is create the return. Okay, is the return the HTML tag for h1, and then here I insert the first player. Okay, is first player, and then here completed, and then in this code it's the ons mode created. So copy in this code and just going for the browser. Okay, so here I'm the copy and paste. So now I'm use the second method. Okay, the second player, and then the name changes for is the second. Okay, and second inserted, and now here I'm use for the another function. Okay, so it's simply create the function, and now I'm use only players. Okay, so then parentheses and then curly braces. So here in this the function it's K is the capital word created. Okay, so here remove, and now I'm here use the props. Is the props component, and now in this the player method I am use the players. Okay, in the players, and now I'm just going for in this the function, and here I'm just created the constant. Okay, so is create the constant, and now I'm create the is player method. Okay, is player and is equal create the props dot is player method, and next line I am create the if condition. Okay, so here create the is player and then curly braces. So here first I'm insert, and now in this the player I am create the is player method and is equal, then create the curly braces is false condition created. Okay, so it's the closing parenthesis. So in this session I am first created the ternary operator, and here I use the if statement, and in this the if statement you can use the if for JavaScript operator to decide which component to render. Okay, so now in this code completed, and just I'm going is save and just going for the browser. Here it's the okay, so here it's the okay, so just wait, refresh. Okay, so just wait. And now I am in the if statement inserted the which condition are open. Okay, so here I am create the return method and then inserted for the is the first player and then closing. Okay, so now save and just going the browser. Okay, so it's the refresh and opening. So in this I am not declare the parenthesis must declare. Okay, so now save and then going. So here in this the which just check for in this the parent first time. Now I'm create for is the another condition is the first player is not open, and then create for is the second player method. Okay, so now I am use the else statement. Okay, so here it's create the else and create the curly braces. So here I'm insert, then again for is return and print for the second is the second player, and then closing for in this parenthesis, and then create the semicolon. Save and just going the browser. Okay, so it's perfectly printed for in the second player. And now in this session I am just going for in this the is player, and here I am the change for is create the ternary operator is true. Okay, then save and just going for the browser, and here is print the first player. Okay, so in this the two condition is the perfectly worked. Okay, so now in this session is the once more way is show and create the output. Okay, so now I'm just going for in this the player for the props, and here I'm inserted is the not if statement, then I'm use for the now in this for remove, and just I'm create the return. Okay, is return type, and create the parenthesis and the semicolon, And here first I'm inserted in this, and in this function first I'm create the curly brace, in this the curly braces opening closing, and here first I'm create is the is player method, and then is create the question marks, and then create is the so here first time create in this opening, then is the first player, and now is the closing, and I am create the clone, then again create the second player, and then closing, then left and right condition. Okay, so now here is created completely, and then I'm just save and just going the browser. Okay, so here is refresh it, the print is the first player. Okay, so now I'm just going for the my toolkits, and here I'm create for the another function. Okay, so in this session I'm created for the conditional operator and ternary its component. Okay, so now I'm going for is the AND operator. Okay, so in this session I am created for the ternary operator. So it's another way conditionally render element and using the ternary operator, and now I am just created for the logical AND operator. Okay, so is another way the conditional render React component is by using the AND operator. Okay, so now just going for this, and here I am first created the okay. So in this now I'm remove and new created the function. Okay, and now I am create the garage, and create the props curly braces, and then create the contact. Okay, is the contact for cars equal, then create the props dot cars method, and then create the semicolon. So here I am create for it the return parenthesis semicolon, and first time insert here. Okay, then in this inside first I create is the contact and create the cars method, and then here I'm create this index, and then single quotation create is the AU adding, and again the name is the Ford, and next name is the fortune. Okay, the fortune, and then last is the semicolon, and here in this the change for the first time create is the garage. Okay, the garage, and then create is the cars is equal, I'm create the curly braces, and here I'm insert is the cars method. Okay, so now insert completed, and now in this the return operator I am firstly created the okay, in this left and right parenthesis, and first time create in this the h1 tag, and now insert for is the garage, and now I am create the AND operator and create the curly braces. Okay, and first I am create here is the cars dot create the length. Okay, its length greater than 0 for double AND operator. Now I am again create the HTML tag for h2 tag, and now I'm insert the you have, then create the curly braces. So now I'm insert the cars dot create the length and create the cars in your garage. Okay, and then it's the h2 tag create completed. And now in this garage, in this code save, and just going for my browser. Okay, so here is the perfectly this output show for the garage. First output, and second is that you have 3 cars in your garage. Okay, so here in this the 3 cars. Okay, so in this code I am completely created and use the conditional operator, ternary operator, and if else statement. Okay, so here in this session for the conditional redunding in React, and either you choose the honor is the ternary operator, logical operator, and if statement. The key is to use the approach that fits your the specific scenario. Okay, so if you enjoy in this tutorial, okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm creating for is the fundamental aspect of React development working with lists. So lists are a core part of the many applications, and understanding how to efficiently handle them in React is the crucial. So let's dive right into the world of the React list. Okay, so here in the React list, so first I'm create the basic list redunding. Okay, so in this the React lists are an essential part of building dynamic user interface, and we often use lists to display collections of data. And let's start with a simple example. Okay, so here already created the React and React DOM, and now here I am inserted. So first time create is the constant, and then create the use the list example. Okay, and here is equal, and then parentheses, and then create the color braces. So here first time create is the constant. Okay, and then create the fruits. It's the fruits is equal. So now I'm insert for is the fruit apple. Next fruit is the banana, and then I am create the another fruit is the is orange. Okay, so now I inserted in this food, and now I am just going for in this the new line. So here I am insert is the return, then create the parenthesis, and now is the semicolon, and in this the return inside I am create the main program. So here first I am insert the unordered list. Okay, and then here I am first created the fruits. Okay, is the fruits dot use the map method, and then first time create the it's only fruit, and create the index. Okay, and index, then create the equal greater than, and now I am use first time created is the fruit, and then create the equal, and now in this session is not a why is the error. So because mistake claim. Okay, so I'm just going for the same space. Okay, so here I am just created the parenthesis, and here first time insert is the list opening closing, and then now I'm insert is the list key is equal, then create the curly braces. So here first time insert the index. Okay, and then in this I am again created the curly braces, and now insert is the fruit. Okay, so in this the list created completed. Okay, and in the two braces. So now I am just going for in this session for the root.render method. I'm print for is the list example. Okay, so here in this code created completed, and here in this example are using the map function to iterate through an array of fruits and rendering the in that list. Okay, so now save and just going to the browser, going for the browser, and here is the inserted for the first inserted is the apple, banana and orange is the use the perfectly working. And now I'm just going for the adding key for efficient the rendering options. Okay, so when you rendering list in the React, it's crucial to add a unique key prop to is element. Okay, so this help the React efficiently update and render the list. Okay, so here in this session I am first inserted is the another list use. So now I am create is the contact. So now I am change for in this. So here insert the kit is y kit example, and now here is not I am use the student. Okay, the students, and I'm insert from is the some student record. Okay, so is remove, and here I am inserted first inserted is the parenthesis, and it's create the id for clone 1, and then create for the name is inserted Alice, and it's for line copy and just paste for next line. Okay, and change for in this the id 2, and next is 3, and the name is the it's Bob, and is the less. Okay, Laisal. So now here in this the name are inserted, and just going for in this the unordered list, and here I am insert just food chains, create is the students, and then create the map, and here in this the student map for I am just create the students. Okay, insert only students, and now just going for the list key. So first I am insert this the student id. Okay, the student dot id, and next session I am insert for the student name. Okay, the student dot name. So now here inserted in this the list and unordered list, and just going scroll, and here is change for the opening list. So here I am insert for the key. Okay, is the case example. Okay, so now here in this code completed, and in this code for the student now has a unique id as a key for improving the performance of our list. Okay, so now save and just going the browser. So here is the printed for the Alice, Bob and Lisa. Okay, so this is the output. And now I am use for in this session create the conditional redundant in list. Okay, so here I'm use the sometime we need to the conditionally element in our list, and let's explore an example where we render only the even numbered element. Okay, so now I'm just scroll, and here I'm change for is use the conditional example. Okay, so just created is the conditional example, and then here I'm use the numbers. Okay, and then is equal index. So here I'm insert from the sum number and 5. Okay, and last one create the semicolon, and here in the return section, So it's the same as process. I'm just is add and remove. Okay. So here I am used for the numbers, and then in this session I'm insert the number. Okay, it's the number only. It's the number. And now in this for it's not list is the first time create is the number. It's the module 2 and it then triple equal create the 0 and double and operator use, and now I'm used for the list tag. And suppose I am first creating the list key is equal index. So now I'm insert from the number. Okay, and then create the greater than, and again create the curly braces, and here I insert the number in this list. Okay, so okay, so now here it's completed, and then I'm just going for in this the key component change. Here is the conditional. Okay, it's the conditional example. Okay, so now save, and here in this session I am create for is the conditional statement and using the AND operator for the conditional returning. Okay, so now save and just going the browser. Okay, so it's a printed for this the output for the 2 and 4. Okay, so this is for in this code output. Okay, so here in this session for is the React conditional. I'm perfectly created the journey into in this journey the world or React list. Okay, so in this session I'm covered for the basic and discuss efficient rendering with key, explored conditional returning, and even strict the method. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this tutorial, and happy coding, and I see you in the next tutorial. Okay, so thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today we're exploring the aspect of building interactive and dynamic React applications from, and either you are collecting user input or handling complex data, understanding React from in fundamentals. So let's get started. So here, first time create the fronts play vital roles in the web applications, enabling user to input and submit data, and in React we handle from a bit differently due to the declarative nature. Okay, so now let's start with a simple from component. Okay, so here, so first of all I am create the function. Okay, it's the function and the function name is the my from. Okay, there is the my from, and create the parentheses and create the curly braces, and here first time create is the constant, and now I am index. So here I'm insert name and create the set name. Okay, the set name inserted, and now I'm is equal created the use for use state. Okay, so here I am type for use state component, and here I'm just the message for hi. Okay, and now inserted there in this the function I created, and now I'm create for is the return component. Okay, so create is the return and the parentheses, and here is the semicolon, and then here I'm inserted for the main code. Okay, so first time create is the div, is the HTML tag div, and div inside I am create the from tag. Okay, is the from opening closing, and from tag inside, so first time create is the level, it's closing, so first level the message for enter your name. Okay, and here in this inserted, and now I'm create for is the input. Okay, so it's input starting closing. So in this input session, just type it's the only input. Okay, input created, and now in this input for create the type. Okay, is the type equal double quotation inside create the text. Okay, so now in this the from, and from in the outside and create the h1 tag, and in this tag I am create the index for name, inserted name. Okay, so now in this code, in the div section completed, and then I'm just going and scroll for in this code, and here I am use for the my from component. Okay, so now here in this code R is checking if the entered the name is valid using the basic regex. Okay, so now save and just going the browser, and here is the opening. So here is the perfectly output show for enter your name, and just I'm type for is the anyone name Sita Alisa is the once more is typing. Okay, and is the message for the hi. So now in this session created completely, and now I'm just going for here is inserted the state name. Okay, so this one I'm use the state user. So here I'm use only for this type is, then the state user here I'm insert from the name. Okay, is the Alisa, and this is the return, and this is the input from is input, then I am create for the another style. First create is the text, and in here I am insert from is the value, equal index starting closing, here insert the name. Okay, so now is closing the braces, and here is from is, and now save and just going the browser, and here is refresher. So here is the printed for is the Alisa. Here I'm now inserted in this code. Okay, so now this is another way I am create for in this the value. Okay, and here I am used for the submit button. Okay, so now going for in this the user step, and now I am in this the empty. Okay, so and going then create for in the from section. First time create is the text and name, and here I am just add for is new. Okay, so in this session I'm create the on chains method. Okay, is the on chains, and then is equal create the curly braces opening closing, and first here I'm insert is parenthesis for e. Okay, and now here create the equal is greater than, create the set name, and again create the parenthesis, and here I'm inside from e dot is the target method, and then create is the value. Okay, so here in this line completed, and then in this for the function, so first of all I'm use the onChains method here, and then the from, so here I'm use the it's the closing input. Okay, so now I'm use for the another input section. So first create is the input, it's closing, and here I am again for type method use, and the type for is double quotation inside for the sub is the submit button. Okay. So now I'm just going for in this the contact. Okay. So here I'm insert from is the another is create the contact, and then create for is the hand. Okay. So in this session for the from is return div. Then from inside, so first time here inserted the p tag, it's p, and then he inserted the name, it's closing, and here in this the hand is the now I'm create for the contact for is the okay as handle submit. Okay, the submit and is equal create the event method. It's the it's event it's event, and then create is equal, and here inserted the curly braces. So now I'm insert from is the event dot is create the prevent default. Okay, prevent default method and create the parentheses. So here is inserted the alert method, and the message for is the name typing mistake name you entered was, then here inserted the plus sign for name. Okay, so now I'm just going for in this from, and here I'm use the on for submit the submit method, and here I'm create is equal, and then create the parentheses. So here I'm inserted for the handle. Okay, so the handle submit. Okay, so the handle submit inserted, and the label, so here the enter your name. Okay, and is the label, so now is the input, then the input for the set name the target. Okay, so here is the submit method for the event. Okay, so now is the error remove, and then here I am add for is the handle submit. Okay, so in this code created completed, and then this code for save. Okay, and just I'm going for the browser. Okay, so the browser. Okay, so perfectly opening for it is the output, and here just enter your name. So then in this name, and then create the submit, and is the notification for the name you entered was Alice. Okay, so it's the perfectly working for in this the from. Okay, so here in this the session I'm create for the React prompts, and we covered the basic for and the explode the control component. Okay, so and even touch on the from submission for the submit button. Okay, so I hope in this tutorial for helpful. Okay, so thank you for watching and happy coding.
Hello everyone, welcome back to today's new tutorial.
and in the coding adventure. So today we are diving into the powerful world of ESC classes in JavaScript React. Okay, so specifically is focusing on how they work in the context of React. Okay, so let's get started. So here in this the React.JS for ESC is also known as the ECMA scripting language, which is based on specification and standardization by ECMA internationally. Okay, so here in this for the ES6 is created a standardized JavaScript language to bring the multiple implementation. Okay, so it's introduced for several new features such as new loop for iterating over array. Okay, so basically in this ES6 is the ECMA script programming language. Okay, so it's used to create the standards for JavaScript language such that it can bring the multiple independent implementations. Okay, so and how to use for ES6. So ES6 is usually supported in a lot of places but has the problem of the Internet Explorer. So while you just start writing with the ES6 style and you can't be certain of everyone browser will have the same way. Okay, so it must be installed for the Node.js. Okay, so here first I am discuss and create for the classes. Okay, for ES6. So a class is a type of function, but instead of using the keyword function to initiate it. Okay, so now use the keyword to initiate and the properties are assigned inside a constructor method. Okay, so here first I am use the class. Okay, and then next time create for the my class. Okay, so here and now I am create for is the parenthesis. Okay, so here I am just use the constructor and create the parenthesis and next on the curly braces. So here I am just print for the constructor method. Okay, so first of all I am create the console dot log method is the JavaScript version. So now I am double quotation inside create for is the hello I am constructor. Okay, so now create it and in this function I'm just create for is the new my class. Okay, here inserted and now in this function I am print now. First I am in this save and just going for the terminal. Okay, so here I am open for the new terminal and must be opening for in this process output show for the Node.js it must be installed for in this PC. Okay, so first I am write the node and here I am just write for in this the file name is main.js. Okay, main.js. Okay, so here completed and now I am just going for is the enter. Okay, so this is the output I printed for is the hello I am constructor. Okay, so basically in this the classes for ESC is the constructor. Okay, so next step I am create for is the ESC creates classes bring a more structured and familiar syntax to JavaScript. So let's create a simple class and see how it's lay the foundation for our React component. Okay, so first I created for the is the constructor and now I'm create the ESC classes constructor. Okay, so here it's First I am create the class. Okay. And next one I am create for the animal. Okay. And in this function get complete, now I am create the parenthesis. Okay. So here I am first create is the constructor, and then here I am create for the name. Okay. And now in this session I am just create the curly braces, and here inside I am use the this function dot name and is equal print for the name. Okay. So the parameter and next one I am create for the speak function. Okay. Speak method and then create the curly braces, and here I'm just print function show for then create the console dot log, and then I'm first create the parenthesis, and parenthesis inside first I am inside from the dollar sign, and here I use the index. So first I create is the this dot name. Okay. And now I am just make a sound. Okay. Here created, and in this next line I am just created for is the constructor is the another class. Okay. So first of all I am create is the const. Okay. And now I am create for is the another class name is the cat equal new extend the animal. Okay. And here I'm just create for the sound is a fluffy. Okay. It's fluffy. And then I am create for the output function. So here I'm just create the cat dot create the speak method. Okay. So now complete in this code. Okay. So in this session I am create for the ESC classes for the React and use for the is JavaScript syntax and create for the React components. Okay. So now save this code, and now I'm going for the terminal. Okay. So here the new terminal, and just I'm create for this. Okay. So first of all I am create the node, and then file name for is the main dot js. Okay. So here completed, and now I'm press for the enter. Okay. So this is the output of printed. Is the output for the Floppy make a sound. Okay. So this is the output for in this the ESC classes method. Okay. So here in this tutorial I am just created the constructor, and next time create for is the ESC class constructor for React component. Okay. So in this session for JavaScript with a focus, the modern JavaScript with a focus on their applications in the React. Okay. So if you enjoyed in this tutorial, okay. So thank you for watching and happy coding. Hello everyone. Welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I am create for the ESC arrow functions for React. Okay. So in this session for the ESC arrow function is to create the smaller function syntax, and in this the arrow functions make your code more readable and structured, and in this the arrow functions are also a asynchronous function. Okay. So and you can for the declare without the function keyword. Okay. So in this arrow function cannot be used as the constructors. Okay. So in this session for the JavaScript, the React arrow function is one of the feature for is introduced in the ESC version of JavaScript. Okay. So it's allow you to create function in a cleaner way compared the regular function. So first of all, I will create the regular function syntax. Okay. So here, first time create is the let and then is x equal for create the function and then here insert for x and y. Okay. And then create the parenthesis and here insert from the return. Okay. This return for x multiplication y. Okay. So this is the is create for function is the cleaner way. Okay. So it's the regular functions. And next one, I create for in the ESC version for the array function on an expression. Okay. So here you can also the dynamically create a function and use it an expression. Okay. So let's get started. So first of all, I am create the let and then create for the age. Okay. So age for 5 and then I am create the let function and also create for the welcome method. Okay. So now I am create for the condition is less than 18. Okay. And then I am create for this the parenthesis and here I am create the is. So now print function use the console dot log and first I am insert the baby. Okay. And next one I am create the again create parenthesis and now here I am use the console dot log and now I'm insert for is the adult. Okay. It's adult or baby. Okay. So now print it in this. So last one I'm create the closing. Okay. So here create the clone and next one I'm just create for this welcome. Okay. And welcome method. Okay. So now in this code save. Okay. And then I am go for the terminal. Okay. So here just I am create the command. Okay. So first create is a node and here I am create for in this the function name. Okay. It's arrow function dot js. Okay. So hit the enter button. Okay. So it's print the baby. Okay. So in this code for output, in the baby for is the condition is for is less than for 18. So here I am insert from is 5. Okay. So it's the baby. So next one I am create for the multiple array functions. Okay. So here first I am just create in this so now remove this code. Okay. So first time create is the let the sum. Okay. So here I am insert for the two value is a and b and here I am create the parenthesis and parenthesis inside I am first again create the let and the result. Okay. For the result is I am print for the sum function. So a addition b. Okay. So next one I am create for is the return. Okay. Is the return result. Okay. Okay. So here I am just return for the result. And next one I am create for the let result. Okay. Is use the let function and then create the result is equal for sum function use and then the value I am insert from is 5 and 7 and last one I am create is a console dot console dot log, and now I am create for is the result. Okay, so now created in this function, and now save this code. And here just I'm going for in this terminal and create the node for arrow function. Okay, arrow function dot js. Okay, so here in this for the module, so here in this I'm is two result for users, and just this modify for here and insert from is one, and then in this result I am create for in this one. Okay, so now complete, and now again save this code, and here I am going for the terminal and just create for is the arrow function dot js. Just printing for the output is 12. Okay, so in this session I am last created for use the this function is the arrow function es6. Okay, so in this for handling of is also different in arrow function and compared to regular function. Okay, so in this session for arrow function there is no bounding of this, and in the regular function that this keyword represent the object that called the function. Okay, so here I'm just created for is a new code. Okay, so here first I'm create is the function, and then I am create for is the person. Okay, and here I am create the parenthesis and curly braces. So first time use the this dot name is equal. So here I am single quotation inside first name is the Jack. Okay, so next one I am again create for the this function use, and now I am insert from dot age equal 25. Okay, and now I will use this dot is surname or is say for name. Okay, and here I'm use the function. Okay, and the function is the parenthesis and again created curly braces. Okay, in this session I am use the this is the accessible. Okay, so now create for the console dot log, and now I am insert from is this dot h. Okay, and here I am also use the function for inner function. Okay, FANC, and the inner function is create the parenthesis and then create the curly braces. So here I am insert from the this refers to the global object. Okay, so now I am create the console dot log, and now I am here insert the this dot age. Okay, and next line I am also create the console dot log method, and here I am insert from is the this function. Okay, so in this for the completed, and now I am last one create for the inner is use the inner function. Okay, so this for inner is created and in the inner functions, and here I am insert the inner function method. Okay, so in this created, and last one in this is parenthesis inside I am create for the let x is equal for the new person. Okay, new person, and create the parenthesis, and here I am just create for the x dot for say name. method. Okay. So now here I completed in this. So firstly I am created for in this code. Okay. Okay, so now I am create for is the array function and use the this method. Okay. So in this function, create the inside for the regular function for ES6 is React. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed in this video. Okay. So in this tutorial and understanding for the array function for React. Okay. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm create for the React ES6 variables. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, I'm discussing the variables. What is variable? Okay, so ES6 there was only one way of defining your variables, and with the var keyword, if you did not define them, they would be assigned to the global object for unless you are in the strict mode, and they would get an error if your variable you're undefined. Okay, so in this session for the ES6 there are three ways of defining your variable. So first is the var, let and constant. Okay, so here is the let for is defined, the keyword is assigned the block scope, and the let cannot be declared, and the let can be reassigned a value. And then the using the constant for it can be reassigned a value, and it's a block scope and its constant cannot be declared. And last on the var for variable, it can be redeclared and it can be reassigned a value. Okay, so in this session, first of all, I am the variable initialization. So here in this refers to the process of storing a value in the variable, and a variable may be initialized either at the time or with the declaration or at a later point in time. Okay, so in this session now I'm create for the is the ES5 syntax created is the modern JavaScript. So now I am in this the syntax and create and using the variable. Okay, so first time create is the var and then create for the name. Okay, so suppose I am use the name for Tom. Okay, and then next one I am create console dot log method use, and here I am insert the message for is the value in the variable. Okay, and now the variable is here insert. So now I am create for the name is plus sign and the name. Okay, so here is inserted. So now in this session I am in this example I am declare a variable and points in value. Okay, so now save this code. Okay, and now going for the terminal. Okay, and here I am open for the new terminal, and in here I am use the command. Okay, so now first I'm creating the node, and now I'm use for the file name for is the variable.js. Okay, so now just hit the enter button. Okay, so this is the output for the value in the variable is Tom. Okay, so now I am is the ES5 syntax use create the variable. Okay, and next one I am create for in this variable use the global variable and the local variable. Okay, so here in onsite for the function is the global scope, and the other ways in the function for is the local scope. Okay, so first of all I am insert the variable. Okay, so in this session first time create is the var, and the variable use the num for number is 10. Okay, And next one I am create the function. Okay. And the function create the test and then parenthesis. And now I am create the curly braces, and here I am again in this the number create for the 100. Okay. And now I am create for the console.log method, and now I am type for the value of number in test method. Okay. And here I am use the plus operator for is the num. Okay. Then these are completed, and now I'm going for in the curly braces outside. Okay. So here I am use the local scope. Okay. So now in this for console.log copy and paste for in this line. Okay. So here I am changed in this for it's the inside value and it's the outside value. Okay. So now we change for in this the update for the value of num for outside test. Okay. Is the outside test for the number. Okay. And now I am use for the test method. Okay. So now insert it in this value. Okay. So in this code, the variable for when it referred the within the function for display, the value of the locally is the scope variable. Okay. So however, in this the variable for num when accessed outside the function return the globally scope instance. Okay. So now set this code and let me run for the terminal, and it's for here I am create output show. So first I'm creating the node, and then again create a file name is variable dot js. Okay. So now hit the enter button. Okay. So these the output are printed. So here in this the displayed a successful execution for the variable. Okay. So here is the first variable, the value of the num outside for 10, and the value of num in the test is the 100. Okay. So this is the output. Okay. So I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. Okay. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm discuss for the React ES6 array methods. Okay. So in this array method there are many JavaScript array methods. Okay. So here in this session for the array methods for I am just introduced in this the ES6 for you first use the find method. Okay. So in this the find for the array prototype method. Okay. So it's let's for you iterate through an array and get the first element back that causes given callback function to return true. Okay. So now I am create for the find method. Okay. So first time insert the var for numbers, and then is equal for uses the 1, 2 and 3. Okay. And now I'm create for the var use the odd number. Okay. And here I am insert from is the numbers dot use the find array method. Okay. And here first time insert for x, and then is equal for the x modular 2. Okay. And then double equal 1. Okay. And now I am create for the console dot log method and insert from the odd number. Okay. So now I am create use the find method, and save this code, and now I'm going for the terminal. Okay, and open for the new terminal, and here I'm insert from in this command. Okay, so first I'm type for the node and then type for the whole file name array.js. Okay, so now insert for into the odd number print for 1. Okay, so this is the output. And next one I am create for use the find index method. Okay, so in the find index method we have a similar to find, but instead of returning the element that is matched, and it's return the index of the element. Okay, so here now I'm use for the var for variables for in this number, and here I'm just use for the find index method. Okay, the find for index method, and now I'm in the condition for the same as, and here is the odd number printed. So now save this code and again print in terminal. I am type for the node for array.js. Okay, so now here is print for the 0 because it return the index of the value for on or as the output for the 0. Okay, so in this session I'm completed, and now I'm create for the most important for the ES6 for the map. Okay, so in this map for the most useful in the React in the dot map method array method. Okay, so the dot map method is allow you to the run a function or each item in the array for returning a new array as a result. Okay, so now in React I'm used for the array method can be useful to generate list. Okay, so first of all I am in this session first you create the var, and now I'm used for the my map. Okay, and here I'm used for the new map. Okay, and now I'll create the parenthesis. Okay, so here I insert for the my map method dot create the set, and here I'm insert for the key is 1. It's the inside from the double quotations. Okay, and now I am first to use the Bangladesh, and now in this code I'm used for the ons mode. So now we're going for the copy and paste for this total 5 row. Okay, so here I'm is update change for the key value. It's 3 and it's 4, and last one is the 5. Okay, so now I'm insert from the country name. So here first time use the UK, and then create the Paris, and here I am insert the New York. Okay, it's New York, and last one I am create for this the country name for the England. Okay, so now inserted for into the country name, and now I'm used for the for loop, and here I'm the condition created. So first of all I'm use the let method and create the my key. Okay, and of for use the my map dot, it's the key for K for capital word. Okay, the my key for is a my map dot for the keys, and here in the parenthesis, and now create the curly braces. So here not inside. Now I'm used for the console dot log method, and here I am insert from the my key value. Okay, So here completed for in this code. Okay. So in this session, I am created the most important method for the math method. Okay. So now save this code and just going for into the terminal, and here I am type first is the node and then type for the file name for array.js. Okay. So now I'm hit the enter. So this the output for the printed for the key 1, key 2 and key 3. Okay. Okay, so now show for the key. Okay, and because I'm just screen show for the country name. Okay, so now I'm changed for in this the for condition. So here I'm used simply for the value. Okay, its value, and then now change for in this for it's not key. So here I am used for the value. Okay, it's the values, and now I'm insert for into the console.log. Here I'm insert from the my value. Okay, so now complete in this code and just save, and here I'm going for the terminal, type for the node for array.js. Okay, so now hit the enter, and this is the output. So first is print Bangladesh, UK, Paris, New York and England. Okay, so this is the output. So first time insert from the key. Okay, in this the key, so total 5 key, and now I am print for the output is the output for the Bangladesh, the country name. Okay, so in this the output. So I hope you enjoy in this the arrow method for the React. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm creating for is the ES6 array destructuring. Okay, so in this the destructuring means to break down a complex structure into the simplifier parts, and with the syntax of the destructuring you can extract the smaller fragments from the object and array, so it can be used for the assignment and declare of a variable. Okay, so now let's understand the array for the destructuring by using some code. Okay, so first I am create for the destructuring assignment. Okay, so here I am just use the basic destructuring thing. So first I'm creating the variable for array, and here insert then the index for. So first of all I am insert create for is the hello, and next one I am create for is the world. Okay, and next one I am create for the destructuring assignment for where, and here insert first is the first and second created, and next one is equal for the array inserted. Okay, so now I'll create for the console dot log, and first insert is the first value, and second I am again use the console dot log, and here the second is the wall printed. Okay, so here complete this code. Okay, so in this example for is the left hand side of the structuring assignment is for the defining what values are required to unpack from the source for variable. Okay, so now save this code and just I'm going for the terminal. Okay, new terminal open. So here I'm just type for first step is the node. Okay, is node and space. So I'm create for the D start for the day structuring is the day start. Okay, and then dot js. Okay, so now enter. So here first printed the hello and second variable print the wall. Okay, so this code is successfully created. And next one I am create for is the another topic for the random element from the given array within the array destructuring. Okay. So here first I insert the color. Okay. It's color and insert them from the sun color. Okay. So first I insert the red and then create the green and create the another color for the yellow, and once more is the create for the orange, and next one I create for the blue. Okay, so here is total. So now I is the 5. Okay, so now inserted for the once more color. Okay, so now I'm going for the destructuring assignment. So first I create is the var, and here I'm insert from the color. Okay, so first insert the color 1. Okay, is the it's color 1, and next is print for the color 2, and then print for the once more color is print for 4. Okay, so now here is equal for the colors. Okay, so here is the left for space for the unpacked element. Okay, so now I am here is then console.log. So first time print is the color 1, and here is print for the color 2, and now in this code for copy and paste for the another column. So here I am insert from the color 4. Okay, so here in this example, for define a array name for the colors, and which has for the total 5 elements, but we have to show in this the random color from the given array with. Okay, so now save in this code, and just I'm going for the terminal, and here I'm type for first the note and then type for is the destruct. Okay, destruct dot js. Okay, now hit the enter. Okay, so first is print is the typing mistake. So here is the rate and then save, and just I'm going for again copy, and here I am insert. So now again for enter. Okay, so it's first print the red, green and yellow. Okay, so in this the output. So in this session, I am also inserted for the rest operator. Okay, and by using the rest operator in array and in the destructuring, you can put all the remaining element of an array in a new array. So let's get to try understand with in this for the destructuring code. Okay, so here I inserted for in this color name, and now I use create the destructuring assignment. So I'm simply here I'm inserted only the value. So first time insert is for A and B, and use for once more. So here and last is the AllGS. Okay, so here equal for the colors, and now here I'm insert from the colors A, and next one is the B, and here I am insert from the argument AllJS. Okay, so we insert it, and now in this save this code, and I'm just going for in this terminal, and here in this code in this for type and copy, and here I'm paste. Okay, so now I hit for the enter. So here is printed the successfully print for the yellow, orange and blue, because in this it's not printed, it's the previous code. The previous code print for the red, green and yellow. Now I'm use for the rest operator, and here is the array are printing for the yellow. Last three array last three colors printed for the yellow, orange and green. Okay, so this is the out. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this video tutorial, and you practice for more. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm create for is the ES6 for the split operator. Okay, so in this split operator is a very simple and powerful feature for introducing the ES6 standard of JavaScript, and which helps to the write nicer and the shorter code, and the JavaScript split operator is denoted by the three dot. Okay, so in this split operator help the iterate object to expand into maps. Okay, so now let us understand visit for in this session, and will help us to understand the need for the split operator in ES6. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, first example create the cards and using for the split operator. Okay, so first time create the cards. Okay, so here first time create is the construct. Okay, and now I am create for the cars 1. Okay, and I am insert for the some cars name. So here I am just created for AUD1, AUDI. Okay, and next create for the another name for is the BMW, and create for the once more is the theta, and then create for is the merchants. Okay, so now inserted for the cars name, and now I am insert and create for the construct. Okay, so it's the construct, and now insert for is the cars. So now I'm create for the cars 2. Okay, so here I am use then parenthesis, and now create the three dot, and here insert from the cars 1. Okay, so next line I am create the element from cars 1 to cars 3, and here and also add for some new element in cars 3. Okay, so now again create for the construct, and here I am create for the cars 3. Okay, now is equal, I am insert from again the 3 dot, and here first I am insert the cars 1. Okay, so now I am insert for is the Nissan. Okay, and create for the it's another car name, it's like a Toyota. Okay, so here it's created for the. Okay, so now inserted from the constant car name. Okay, so here I'm just type for the console dot log. So first time insert is the cars 1, and then clone, and here I'm copy this code and just paste for in the three columns. Okay, so I am change for is the cars 2, and next one is change for the cars. Okay, so it's 3 and closing these braces. Okay, so completing this code. Okay, so now in this code save, and I'm just going for the terminal, open for the new terminal. Okay, so here first type is the node. Okay, node, and then file name the state. spread.js. Okay. So now I hit the enter button. Okay, so it's the perfectly printed for firstly printed is the cars one's name. This is, and second printed for is the cars. Okay, so here I am firstly printed for the cars one, and here is the cars one, and then extra add for is the method, and then filter. So here is inserted. Okay. And last one is created for the card C insert in the new to card name. Okay, so here in this inserted for in this name. Okay, so in this the speed for completely created, and next one I am create for the margin operator using for the speed operator. Okay, so here first of all in this session I'm first create the contact one, and then okay, so now this remove. So now I'm newly create for is the contact. Okay, contact for cars one, and is equal I am create the curly braces. So here I am insert from is the brand name. Brand is the Toyota, and next one create for the color is the color. The color is red. Okay, here inserted, and now I am create for the cars 2 is the object which is the containing, and the attribute for is the brand, color and year. Okay, so here in this code just copy and paste for in this next line, and here I am with the cars for 2. Okay, so now here I am insert from the brand car name is the Nissan. Okay, and now in the color I am insert for the blue, and now I am insert from the year. Okay, it's year for the 2021. Okay, so here inserted. Now I am create for this the contact. Okay, so first time create the contact for cars 3 is equal I am use for the 3 dot. Okay, and first time insert the cars 1, and I am again insert for the 3 dot and insert for the cars 2. Okay, and now last one I am create for the print function. Okay, so it's the simply console dot log, and now I am insert from the cars 3. Okay, so here this code created for the merging object. Okay, so now save this code, and now going for the terminal, and here I am insert for the node speed.js and hit the enter. Okay, so this is the output I printed. So first printed is the brand Nissan and the color blue, and the year is the 2021. Okay, so it's the printed. Okay, so I hope you understanding for the ES6 for the speed operator. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm creating for the ES6 modulars. Okay, so in this the ES6 modulars is export for variable function and classes from a module and reuse them with other modulars. Okay, so in this the ES6 modulars is JavaScript. Modern JavaScript initially serve small scripting tasks that provide interactively the web page. So nowadays is the update for JavaScript has evolved the power complex the applications. Okay, so here In this, the ES6 module is a JavaScript file that executes in strict mode. Okay, so it means for any variable or function is declared in the module. Okay, so now I'm going for in this the VS Code. Okay, so here first time create and use the in this for the module for is the uses for the export and import. Okay, so in this module makes it easy to maintain the code and debug the code and use the pieces of code. Okay, so in this for the export, so it's class export, class import for functions export, import and variable export, import for in this S6 module, and is the export import by using the same name and default for in this the imported by the using any name. Okay, so in this session first time create the export the display functions. Okay, so I'm using the export statement. So first of all I am going for the index.js. So here I am first type the function. Okay, and the function create the display. Okay, and display message, and now I'm create for the curly braces, and here first time insert the constant. Okay, and now I'm use for el. Okay, then is equal. So first time create is the document dot is create the element. So now I am single quotations for D. Okay, so here okay it's not. So now I'm going for the element dot for create the inner text is equal for the message. Okay, so now I'm again create for the document dot the body, and then I'm create for is the append child parenthesis inside for the element. Okay, and now I'm create for the export method. Okay, it's export, then curly braces create the display. Okay, so here in this the display for and create for in this the display for we place the function name display inside the curly braces after export keyword. This allows the display for function to be used in either or module. Okay, so now I create for going for the another JS file. Okay, so here I am import this file. Okay, import for is curly braces inside the display, and then from here insert from is dot for in this space for slash inside for the library dot js file. Okay, so here is inserted, and now I am display message for is curly braces inside single quotations create the file. Okay, so here in this I created. So now and now in this for the import the display function from the library.js module, and using the import statement and call the display function to show the file message on this web page. Okay, so in this okay, so now I'm going for in the index.html file. Okay, so here now I am create for the HTML format. Okay, so here and this the title for is change the title for ES6 for modulars. Okay, in the modulars, and now in this function I am inside from the body. Okay, so in the body tag inside I'm just create the script function, and here in the script, so script first time script is the source, okay, and then source equal. So first of all I am inside for the JS, okay, and then I am inside from the index.js file, and now I am create for is the type, okay, so type for is the module, okay, and module, and is closing complete for this script, okay. So here in this session completed, in the session for is completed, and if you open the index.html in the web browser, and you will see the message for hi in the web page, okay. So now save this code again and just going for in the web browser, okay. So this the output for hi is the first finally printed. So in this the output, okay. So in this session I am completely created for the ES6 module, okay. So here I am print for the hi message and help for the in this the index.js and the library, okay. So in this session the ES6 module will allow you to organize for the JavaScript file into the module, okay. And for in this module for the JavaScript file they execute in the strict mode, and now I am used for in this export statement to export the variable functions and classes, and the import statement. So here I am used for the import statement and to import the variable, and now I am last used for the type of the module in the script tag to instead the web browser to load a JavaScript file as in video. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay. So in this tutorial for helpful and insightful. Okay. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's tutorial. So today I'm create for is the ES6 for the ternary operator. Okay. So in this, a ternary operator is a conditional operator which is evaluate either of two expression, a true expression and a false expression. So based on a conditional expression that you provide. Okay. So now in this session, first time create the on example. Okay. So here I insert from the score and then the message for excellent or do better. Okay. So now first time create is the contact, and now create for the score is 80. Okay. And now I am create for is the late, and then insert from the score rating. Okay. Score rating. Okay. So now I am create for the if condition. So here I am a condition for the score is less than is greater than 70, and then condition, so first time we create is the score rating is equal, and then message for the excellent, okay, is excellent. And now I am used, I mean this not excellent, so here is created another condition for else for the score rating is equal is the double quotation inside for is the do is do better. Okay. So here created, and now I am create for the print function for the console dot log, and here I am insert from is the score rating. Okay. So now is complete this code, and here in this example for we have a score variable with for 80, and the score rating is the variable. Okay. Then we have an the if statement that check for the score is the greater than 70, and if this the condition evaluate is true. Okay. So now set this code and just going for the terminal. Okay. And now I'm open for the new terminal and just type for this word. So first I'll type for the node and then the file name is the ternary dot js. Okay, so now hit the enter. So if the result is true for the excellent. Okay. So if the score rating is the variable is assigned for the excellent, for else statement is the do well. Okay, so if the name is true, so here is print for the excellent. Okay. So in this example, I am completed created, and next one example I am create for the syntax, and we have the condition, a question mark, the true expression, a colon, and finally the false expression. So look at this in this code. Okay. So here, then I am first construct the score 80. Okay. And then create. So here I am remove. So now I am create for is the construct. And then I am create the score rating and is equal. So now I am create the score and is greater than 70 and then use the question marks, and now I am insert for the excellent. Okay, and now use for the colon and then the message for is do better. Okay, and now I am used for the another way opening for in the console dot log, and here I am insert from in this the score rating variable. Okay, so now set this code, and here in this example use the ternary operator, the true and the false expression here is string that will be returned to the score rating variable, and depending on our condition for this the condition for the score is the greater than 70. Okay, so here now save this code. Okay, I'm just going for into the terminal. So now in this code for I'm copying and just paste for in this one, hit the enter. So if the result is true, so it is printed for the excellent. Okay, so is the condition for the true. And next one I am create the true or false expression can be kind of expression from the function. Okay, and function execution through arithmetic operation and so on. So here in this example, and it's follow for the function execution. Okay, so first in this session I am create the function, and here I am create for the print for. Okay, print for, and now create the parenthesis and create the curly braces. So here I insert from the console.log, and here I am insert from the for result. Okay, so here I am the 4, so now I am print for the bad result. Okay, it's bad result, and next one I am return. Okay, so return for this is the bad. Okay, so here name change for is for bad result. Okay, so now I am going for the another functions. Okay, so now I am create for is the function, and here I am print for the success. Okay, is success parenthesis and curly braces inside. So first I am create is the console.log. So here I am input from the nice result. Okay, and now I am create for is the return and double quotation inside from the success. Okay, so here in this completed, now I am create for is the constant dot pass is equal then false. Okay, so next one I am create for the constant and print the result is equal for the past and then question marks, and here in this session for the condition is the print for success method and is clone for is the print for is the bad method. Okay, so now I am create in this a function code for the bad result for the console.log is executed. Okay, so now I am going for in the console.log and then in print for the result. Okay, so now in this code completed. Okay, so now here in this code for save. Okay, so here in this example you see as the condition returns. Okay, so now I'm the C for the conditions. Okay, so here copy and just paste for in this canal. Okay, so these are two output is going to the bad result and bad. Okay, so here you see the result for the false. Okay, so into the false expression is the print bad method is executed which prints for the bad result to the console, and as with the false expression returns for bad, and you can see the value assigned to the result is variable. Okay, so in this tutorial I am best try for the understanding you guys for the ternary operator for in this the ES6 React function. Okay, so I hope you enjoy in this tutorial. Okay, so thank you for watching.